What is up, nerds, geeks, everybody abounding? It is Nerd Informants episode number 10. Good afternoon, Josh Grisham.
Tim Church, how's it going?
Here we are, Timmy. It is episode number 10, you and I side by side, and we are going to render an official verdict on Ghostbusters 2016.
That is right. We paid the piper, if you will, and we saw the movie. And the verdict, you might be surprised with.
Oh, now, we did this live. We were actually on Facebook Live, and we were watching the end credits to the movie itself. And our verdict at that time, if you caught us on Facebook Live, we gave this movie 7 pocket protectors out of 10, and we certified it nerdy.
That's right. It is nerdalicious.
Pretty strong, as a matter of fact. And one of the things that we will say is that going into the movie itself, we went in there and we literally were full of trepidation. We were full of fear, skepticism, and everything else in between.
That's right. That's right. We were nervous. Josh sitting by my side. My fingernails were flying like a Scooby-Doo cartoon.
So, really, a Scooby-Doo cartoon?
Yeah, you know.
That is a euphemism I don't think I've ever even heard him use before. But let's just put it this way. If you're going to go out to the cinemas and you're afraid of this particular movie, or if you've got a lot of passion for the first two, I will tell you that this movie really stands on its own while tying itself back to the past. All right, let's get into it. What about the film did you really, really like?
Okay. The gadgets. The gadgets blew me away.
The gadgets blew you away. All right,
Okay.
all right, I'm with you.
Now, you know, in the traditional movies, the guys, they had their proton packs, and that was about the extent of how they were able to capture their ghosts. But
Okay.
in this movie, they have put something together that's quite fantastic, an array of gadgets for the girls to use as Ghostbusters, and that kind of blew me away. That, you know, they thought outside the box there.
I mean, really, when you get into it, they actually introduced, like, ghost knuckle dusters.
Yeah.
They had ghost grenades and everything else. And, of course, the proton packs made a triumphant return. It was good to see that as well.
It was, and you know, a lot of things were reimagined, but still kept the heart of what you wanted to see in this movie. Kept the tradition of the Ghostbusters, but everything, you saw the tweaks and the little enhancements to the proton packs. They were subtle, but they were there, and I think they did that quite well.
Well, and two, let me kind of talk about the fear factor in the movie as well. One of the things I will say that they did very, very well was the use of the ghostly imagery as well. I mean, obviously, you're going to use CGI. You're going to be heavily reliant on that as well. But it really wasn't overboard. I think it was well restrained, but it was a really, really good use. As a matter of fact, the opening scenes of the film, going into the mansion as well, very well done.
Well, it scared me.
You did jump.
Yeah.
Several times over, as a matter of fact.
I did jump. You know, they set the tone of the movie very early on as to what you could expect later down the line. And I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that whatsoever, that they'd come right out and scare you like that. You know, the original movies, they were scary, but it was kind of ha-ha scary. But I actually got scared. Like, they actually set it up to where you were a little bit scared. So I thought that was definitely fun for the whole family.
Now, I talk about, obviously, we had quite the transition going from a male cast from the films that came before to an all-female cast that director Paul Feig has brought together. Now, obviously, we have Kate McKinnon, we've got Leslie Jones, Melissa McCarthy, and Kristen Wiig all together. And, buddy, you got to tell me if you agree with me on this one, but really the standout was Holtzman, Kate McKinnon, for me.
Oh, 100%, 100%. I think she played the character as more of a tribute to Harold Ramis, to Egon.
Egon Spengler, buddy. We always love you.
That tribute was definitely there. But the way she played it, she played it perfectly. I love Kate McKinnon. She's been a perfect addition to Saturday Night Live for several seasons now. And to finally get to see her break out on a big role on the big screen was excellent.
Now, let me ask you this as well. Obviously, we had Ernie Hudson in the original films. I do have to ask you, Leslie Jones came on board and really kind of brought a little bit of similarity there, kind of that same vein of character, the street savvy, street smart New Yorker that comes in and joins the team. What did you think of Leslie Jones's performance as Patty?
She blew me away. Okay, once again, currently on SNL with Kate McKinnon. I was a little bit worried when they cast her because, you know, some of the things that she's done on SNL didn't really prepare me for a role on the big screen. It really didn't reflect that at all on my mind. But getting to see Leslie Jones on the big screen, I was 100% satisfied with her performance. And you know, it just kind of blew me away, honestly, that she put a lot of heart and soul, and she created this character, and it was fun. And, you know, she kind of grasped hold of the fact that, no, this character is not a scientist. She does not know any of this science mumbo jumbo. She's there to kick some butt.
Now, one of the things I thought was really interesting, and I'd heard about this before actually going into the screening with Tim and I for opening night for Ghostbusters, is that Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy's characters in this particular movie, when you go in, people might kind of liken their characters to The Heat or possibly even Bridesmaids, those really over-the-top ladies that are a little on the foul-mouthed side. But I was blown away by the fact that their characters were more restrained, more realistic, and not so over the top. And I actually think that played well to their strengths.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree. It was almost a relief to me to see them kind of back down, to have more grounded characters you could actually relate to. Yeah. I've never really related to a character of theirs before, Bridesmaids especially. I love that movie. I think it's hilarious. And they both do an excellent job in it. However, it was nice to actually be able to join them on the ground, ground floor, I guess I should say. So yeah, I totally agree.
It was a blast. You know, obviously the film had to have a central core, had to have a villain to play off as well for the girls. But now, obviously, the villain in the movie is obviously Rowan North, and of course that is played brilliantly, in my estimation, by Neil Casey. And there's a lot of manic energy behind him. I mean, I want to say, I was feeling kind of nerdy watching him because really he was kind of like a super spiritual nerd type guy who wants to simply basically unleash the apocalypse and really cleanse the world and New York City, as he puts it. And I say there's some parallels there to Ghostbusters 2 and Janos Poha. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't you say? Do you see kind of that parallel and agreement there?
I could definitely see that. I hadn't honestly thought about that until you said it. But no, the similarities are definitely there. And this character was difficult for me to grasp at first, especially in the trailers, because they didn't really give him any screen time. They kept saying that he's the villain, but you never really saw him at all in any of the trailers. So I didn't really know what to expect. When he first makes his appearance, his first scene in that movie is with Leslie Jones.
We got a lot of prophetic monologues, and that was about it, really.
And it was very confusing. I was just like, is this a side character? Is just some weird guy that's just talking to Leslie Jones' character? And then suddenly it hit me. I was like, oh, wait, that's Neil Casey. He's supposed to be the villain in this movie. So where's this going?
Yeah, I mean, they took it in a unique direction, obviously, and I love the manic energy that he brought to it. Neil really did a good job with what he had. I felt like he could have been used a lot more in the movie, though.
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like he was terribly underused, along with a couple cameos.
Yeah,
to make that transition.
Okay, and I'm glad that you transitioned to it in a little bit. Let's talk about those cameos. Obviously, that's where the film kind of dives back into the past. Mm-hmm. It's not a way of connecting the movies that came before to this, because the characters that we know and love are nowhere present, but the actors sure as heck are.
Oh yeah, we got to see the likes of Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, Sigourney Weaver, Ann Potts.
Yep.
They were all there in the movie. There was even a fantastic tribute to Harold Ramis. Hopefully you'll catch that.
Easter egg, yeah. We probably shouldn't tell them where it's at, but you caught that and I didn't.
I'm not going to say where it is, but hopefully you'll be able to catch it. I will say it's early on in the movie, so just be on the look out for it. But definitely, you know, Bill Murray, I was kind of hoping for a little bit more Bill Murray-esque cameo, and it wasn't, so that was a bit of a disappointment for me. And I thought Ernie Hudson's cameo was funny. It was where it should be. So was Annie Potts. And Sigourney Weaver, of course, hers was clever. But the most disappointing cameo for me, and I think you said it too, Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, that one really. I mean, obviously, we're not gonna tell you where it lies in the movie, but I will tell you simply, when you see it, I think you're going to agree with Tim and I that it's disappointing. It was not what I was expecting to see from him. Obviously, a clever pun was used in there, "Ain't Afraid of No Ghosts," and obviously we got that reference very, very quickly. But really a sad underuse of Dan Aykroyd, because the man has championed another movie for God knows how long, and that's what we got.
Yeah. And for those joining us on Periscope, we are talking about the new Ghostbusters film. It was just asked what movie.
Yep.
Are we talking about the new Ghostbusters film?
Film.
The
yep.
film.
we're basically not really attempting to sell you on it, but we're giving you an unbiased opinion. We saw it, gave it 7 out of 10, quite frankly. So this is one of those movies, Tim, and I think I've said this before too, that you really got to go and you got to see it and you got to make up your own mind.
Mm-hmm.
It may look bad to you, and again, you may be tied to the past. You love those other movies; they're sacred to you. And trust me, Tim and I actually ourselves, we were like that. We were kind of like, "Why are they doing this? I'm not going to go see. I'm going to boycott it on principle." But we went there and we survived and we came out.
We did, and I came out very satisfied.
Yep.
At the end of the movie, I breathed a large sigh of relief. I was
collectively
seriously. All day at work, I could not concentrate, frankly, because I knew we were going to go see it that night. We went Thursday night to the opening premiere, and I was so nervous all day. But when we finally got there and it opened up, I began to relax and I began to laugh. And my biggest thing was I wanted to go there and I wanted to have a full, heartfelt laugh, one that was mine individually. I just didn't start laughing because the people around me started laughing. Somebody
What's
just
up?
asked
Yeah,
what's up, and my automatic
you.
response was the sky, because I'm a nerd. But anyway, but I was very nervous. I came out satisfied. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, and again, so we're talking about the cameos that were in the film. You're going to like what you're going to like, and you're going to hate what you're going to hate. There are some things that may disappoint you about this movie as well. One thing we do want to tell you is that you want to stay to the very end of the credits, because there is a nice little end credit scene, correct?
Yeah. Actually, the whole credits is just full of scenes.
Outtakes,
actually.
yeah.
That they included quite a bit of stuff in the credits, so it's not just like one or two. I think there's maybe 4 or 5 different times they cut from the credits back into the movie, which I thought was unique and very awesome. So I really enjoyed that quite a bit. But yeah, you definitely want to stay till the end. Of course, we're not going to give that away because we're not spoilers here on Nerd Informants. We're just here to make your movie experience better by preparing you for what you could enjoy.
Yeah, this is true. And one thing I will tell you is, again, let's talk comedy for a second. Let's bring Chris Hemsworth, aka Thor, to you and I. Let's talk about Chris Hemsworth. I really, really loved his performance, and the guy's got some comedic chops.
He does. Okay, Chris Hemsworth plays Kevin.
He does.
He plays Kevin in the movie.
Kevin the intern, right?
It's a character that I've not seen Chris play before. Honestly, most of us have been introduced to him as Thor, the God of Thunder, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We've also known him for a short amount of time as the father of Captain Kirk in Star Trek.
And he also had an impressive junk in the Vacation movie, as a matter of fact, that he actually showed off in front of Ed Helms and Christina Applegate.
Yeah, that's right. But basically, this was the first time we got the chance to really see him do a little bit of stand-up, frankly. And he created a character.
He was the most ditzy guy I have ever seen in my entire life.
And he was fantastic. So definitely, the early reviews were saying that McKinnon and Hemsworth definitely stole the show. And I agree with that they made the movie so much better with their comedy. So, and just the way they presented themselves and these characters, and I really, really want to grow up to be Kevin now. So.
I will tell you, I mean, obviously, if we had to sum up our Nerd Informants review of this film, again, a reminder to you all, we gave it 7 pocket protectors out of 10. Tim and I agree that the comedy was there, the ghosts were there, the suspense was there, standout performances. It's not tethered to the past in a way that you might expect, but it sets the stage and is able to move forward on its own. So again, I would say girl power, and buddy, would you agree with me? It's, again, that type of movie that you just got to go and see for yourself and form that opinion.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And, you know, early results from this movie, everybody online is saying that it is good. It's a good movie. There's hardly any bad reviews coming out at this point, but we strongly urge you to go out and check it out for yourself. Don't take our word for it. As LeVar Burton says on Reading Rainbow, don't take our word for it.
Don't take our word for it. Go check it out for yourself. And also, be prepared to see Charles Dance, Game of Thrones alum. He's in the movie as well. Yeah, and always love seeing Charles Dance, a veteran actor. He just is amazing. I'll never forget him as Sardo Noomspa from The Golden Child. There you go. But there it is, Ghostbusters review, man. Certified nerdy, 7 out of 10.
Yep, I think we hit the hammer and the nail in the head, and it went in the wall, and we hung a picture on it.
Buddy, it is episode 10 for everybody out there tuning in. Of course, we just rendered our verdict for Ghostbusters 2016, starring 4 incredibly funny ladies for you. But I tell you what, here in episode 10, it's a dual scenario for you all watching in on this particular episode. We wanted to render our verdict on the new Ghostbusters movie, but it is Tim's show today. He has waited patiently, and you have waited patiently for 2 boxes, man. It's 2 boxes for you.
2 boxes, that's right.
So what are we getting into, brother?
Well, which one do you want to do first? I'll let you pick.
You know, let's just put it this way. We obviously had the DC Collector's Crate come in, Legion of Collectors for you. You are a subscriber to that. Mm-hmm. And one particular box that you've been waiting for, August is a big month. Everybody knows that Suicide Squad is going to be coming out. Tim and I are going to be going to that as Nerd Informants. Let's start with the Suicide Squad box.
All right. Well, here we go. Here it is.
Oh,
here it is.
Man, this
in all its glory.
This is exciting.
Here's the dealio. These Legion of Collectors. That's the DC box, which kind of goes alongside the Marvel collector's box, collector core box. So it's a very, very unique thing that Marvel and DC are kind of not teaming up technically to do, but the comic universe is teaming up with Funko Pop to create these subscription boxes. So
it's a Funko Pop, if you will, right?
Yeah. So I'm going to open this. There we go.
I mean, you've exercised so much restraint because this is a big time box for you.
This is, and of course we have the little Gilly Whopper thing here that kind of talks about everything in the box.
Let me see that. So, while Tim is working his way through their Legion of Characters, Women of DC right there. LegionofCollectors.com, you can get involved in it. It's got Wonder Woman, it's got Batgirl, and it's got Harley Quinn.
All right.
Ooh.
Well,
you've got patches and buttons there, it looks like, there right at the start.
Pop that sucker open for me, if you will. Ooh, it's got tape on it.
I got you.
Okay. In every box, pretty much, they've explained that it's going to have a patch and a pin.
A patch and a pin. So this comes in every crate?
Every crate has a patch and a pin in it. So far, anyway. So far it has. Wow. And so here is what our patch is for the Suicide Squad box. We have Suicide Squats.
Suicide Squats.
Squats.
That's when you go have like Taco Bell and some spicy Mexican, you go do leg day. That's a Suicide Squad.
That is a Suicide Squad. Katana is featured here on our patch. I'm really enjoying this patch. Typically, the patches thus far have been circles.
Now, where do you put those? I mean, do you put them on anything? What do you do with them once you get them?
You can. Kind of what a lot of people are doing online. They are getting hoodies or something like that, and they are actually sewing these patches onto their jackets.
Do you have a hoodie currently?
I don't have a hoodie currently. I'm thinking I might do that. I'm kind of debating on what to do with the patches. So far, I've collected, I think this is my 4th patch. So I think what I'm going to be doing is framing them, and then maybe after I get a whole bunch together, I will probably put them together for a jacket or a quilt or something. I don't know. We'll see.
I would personally love you to get a hoodie. That way I can call it the Church of Hood.
Oh.
Or the Hood of Church.
I like that.
So it's all good. But alongside that,
right, so what do you got
everybody
there?
knows that Will Smith plays Deadshot. Right there.
That's
right here in the movie right there. And so he's got a nice Deadshot Legion of Collectors pin. So this can be put anywhere. This can be put on his hoodie, it can be put on a laptop bag, whatever he wants to do. But that right there is pretty good looking as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Awesome stuff, man.
So we got the pin, we got the patch. Now let's dive in a little bit deeper. See what we have here. Oh,
Ooh.
There we go. I'll let you introduce that one there.
Wow. Okay. All right. So this obviously DC Comics #1 Funko Pop, and you got Harley Quinn. This is awesome. Suicide Squad at #1 right there. And obviously, are you going to read this? You're going to check it out, or are you going to keep it in the bag?
It's
#1, so
it will stay in the bag. So you know me all
and
too
why
well.
and why are #1s important as a comic book collector? I mean, obviously that's the start of a series. That's really where a lot of the value can lie.
It is, and from what I understand, that this #1 is actually, while the cover is different from the original, it's meant to match the box, the Funko Pop theme.
Yeah.
This is actually, the comic inside is the Suicide Squad comic that debuted a while back, years ago.
Gotcha.
So that's what's inside here, and of course I've read that already. So this
Cool
will
little
probably
edition.
will stay in its packaging here. Now this is my favorite part of the box.
He's got a wearable, folks. He's got a wearable.
We have the Suicide Squad T-shirt. And since I'm going to be wearing this, I will go ahead and take this out of the box, or out of its little baggie.
Now the question comes: is my co-host here going to be doing a striptease on this episode, number 10 of Nerd Informants? Probably not, but
Not
you can
today.
if you want.
Oh well,
Yeah. Far be it from me to stop you.
we might have to do an R-rated episode where the kids won't be present.
Good point. Good point.
But
I'm liking this because the characters
I
are
really
represented
like
on the
this.
front there. Wow.
I really like this. Okay, Suicide Squad. Let's see. We got the Joker,
That's awesome.
Harley,
Deadshot, Katana
and I'm assuming that's supposed to be Rick Flag. So
on the right. Yeah, it's kind of looking like that.
So all the Pop figures, and of course, going along with the Pop theme, as usual. It was a pretty fantastic shirt.
You gotta like that. I mean,
I'm-
it's cutesy, but yet it's
I'm
bad all in the same way.
I'm really liking this. I'm liking this quite a bit.
You should like that a lot. That's really cool.
All right. And here you go.
Everybody
Let
likes
you
a good
introduce that.
wearable there.
What do we have there, Josh?
All right, so obviously Pop Hero Series 110 for Suicide Squad. Now, this is Enchantress. And now with Enchantress, too, obviously you've got all the figurines that you can collect in the Pop Hero Series. Enchantress has got the look. She's got, I mean, obviously all of the makeup there around the eyes. I mean, that right there is really a cool-looking figure right there.
Yeah, and of course, recently it's kind of being released that what people thought would be is kind of coming true. The Enchantress is going to be kind of one of the villains of the movie. Like, well, they're all villains, but the villain of the villain movie, she's going to be it. So that's kind of what we're being told right now.
Yeah,
so.
Cara Delevingne plays the Enchantress in the movie, but alongside the Pop Hero series, you can get the Joker, Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Rick Flag, Katana, Boomerang, Killer Croc, Diablo, the Joker, and I mean, again, the series comes all the way through there. You can really collect them all, but that is a really cool addition.
It's a fantastic
Coming out of the box or staying in the box?
We'll have to see. Well, it's tempting. It's very tempting to take her out of there. But here's something that's kind of bugging me right now as I'm opening this box.
Okay, all right. What's bugging you? We got Harley Quinn here.
We got Harley Quinn
3 3/4 inch fully
Joker.
posable action figure.
What it looks like somebody forgot to use enough glue, and Captain Joker here is not in his box. So whether I like it or not, it looks like I have a figure out of the box.
So that right there is really,
yeah.
really tough for you right there. Joker is out of the box.
He is out of his box. Now, these are definitely new. This is something we've not seen yet as far as in the boxes and the collectibles. It's very, very new to me. Let's see. So it's definitely a Funko Pop product without a doubt.
Harley Quinn, she had no problem staying in her box.
No, which thank goodness she did, because
Nobody really
got that
wanted to
little
mess with her.
bat.
But the fact that they're fully posable too, that is really, really cool. You can pose them however you want and put them on display. But if they're in the box, they stay that way.
Yeah, but so I guess the Joker gets out of the box. He escaped. He's the
There could be something behind that though. Like, is your Legion of Collectors box like possessed possibly? I mean, how did he get out of the box?
That's a good point. I mean, look at this. I mean, it's literally just unconnected. It's like they didn't even glue it.
It's like the Joker figure clawed his way out. Like he's gonna come alive at night. Yeah, I mean, that thought alone freaks me out.
He's gonna stay in the big box then. So yeah, that's
good stuff, man, for the Suicide Squad box. I mean, okay, so what is your nerd informant rating on this particular box? How many pocket protectors are you going to give it out of 10?
I'm definitely going to take one off for Joker being out of his box, so that doesn't make me happy at all that they would let that ship like that. But that aside, I'm thinking 8.
An 8.
An 8 out of 10.
A solid 8.
I think an 8 kind of fits the bill there.
You got a good wearable out of it. You got some patches.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm really liking the Enchantress Pop Heroes in the box. I mean, that really just is detailed, and I mean, this really puts Princess Leia's gold bikini to shame. I mean, if Cara Delevingne is wearing that in the movie, yeah, I'm there. Hello, very slick. I mean, I like that. I like the figure. It's great.
This is, but I think the shirt's probably my favorite thing out of the box thus far. So yeah, I give it a firm 8 for sure.
A firm 8.
Don't know what happened with Joker coming out of his box. That's probably gonna bug me for a while. But I guess I'll have to get over it.
So you're probably going to go and get some glue, I would imagine, right? To kind of reset things as they should be?
If I can, I might. But once again, and also with every box, typically comes this little fact sheet. Just kind of tells you a little bit about each of the products that are in the box. So yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Let's.
So Suicide Squad, their box for this month is out. So what else did you get from Legion of Collectors, man? That's not all.
Well, here's the deal. They had a few extra boxes left over from the previous month's subscription.
Okay.
Which is one I didn't get a chance to partake in. So I was very excited when they asked me, when I ordered my Suicide Squad box, if I would like to take part in the DC Legends, TV Legends box.
TV Legends.
So these are DC television, all the television shows. So Arrow, Flash, Supergirl.
Oh wow.
Legends of Tomorrow. All of these in one box.
So you went from full-on movie back to TV all in one fell swoop. Okay, this could be cool. There could be some cool swag inside this.
So
I love me some DC Universe TV, man.
And
I know you do.
Let's pop this sucker open. It will let me.
Gently. Oh, something fell out.
That's never a good sign.
I got you covered.
All right,
I know exactly what fell. I've got it right here.
All right, what do we lose?
Well, quite frankly, we'll go ahead and we'll show it right now. And this is really cool because this reminds me of Brandon Routh. And we posted this on our Facebook page for Nerd Informants. There's a collectible figure coming in 2017 that was introduced by Brandon himself. So you want to pick that one up. You have got an Atom pin.
That is right.
From Legion of Collectors, the Atom pin. Very slick, so it fell out of your wrapper there.
I think they need to work on their gluing technique. I don't know what's going on here.
They didn't seal it for whatever reason, so strange enough.
And neither was the patch, but the patch is pretty darn cool. You got Supergirl patch right here.
Oh, check that out. I like the logo, very, very slick.
So, yeah.
And again, that needs to go on the Church of Hood.
The Hood Church, the Church
Hood Church. I mean, that sounds kind of gangster too, but I mean, hey.
Yeah.
It's the name, right?
So, let's see what else is opened.
What else we got?
Okay, wow.
Oh, right on the top. Yeah, right out of the gate, they put Flash in there. How cool is that?
Looky at that. The
Number
Flash.
123.
123. Now, that is the Flash, if I'm not mistaken, where Barry Allen and Jay Garrick meet for the first time. The two Flashes of two different worlds meet for the first time. The original cover actually has a woman in the middle, and she says, "Flash, help me." And both Jay Garrick and Barry Allen's Flash are both running to her in full costume, saying, "I'm coming." So that's one of my favorite covers. So it's pretty cool to see Barry Allen, a.k.a. the Flash, a.k.a. Grant Gustin, on the cover of this comic. So that's pretty doggone fantastic.
Pretty cool representation and straight out of TV.
And it's interesting that they chose to go without a pop figure. Typically, that's their thing. Pop figure covers are kind of the doo-wop for their comic book covers.
So that's unique.
It's definitely unique. You wanna pop this sucker open? It looks like they may have
I will.
gone a little unique with the T-shirt as well.
I do want to be on the careful side here because I know how Tim likes his plastic wrap on this stuff. So let's just put it that way.
I'm very.
Look at this guy. I mean, literally, he's 2 for 2 on wearables out of these crates, and this is pretty awesome.
They definitely went without the pop theme once again for the shirt. So.
Only weapon, Oliver Queen. Green arrow right here on the exclusive wearable right there. You can see it. Star City, only weapon, Oliver Queen. How about that? Arrow front and center on that bad boy. And obviously, green highlights on there. The shirt base is black there. Tim, this is going to look pretty darn sharp on you. What do you think about that, man?
That makes me pretty giddy.
That right there is a pretty tight-looking shirt there, folks. Wow.
I love that. Like, I really love that. You know, I'm a huge fan of the pop themes on the shirts, but you know what? That does not hurt my feelings at all. And if they were to alternate like that, you know, pop, whatever, I'm okay with that. That looks really well. I'm very, very satisfied. I can't wait to put that on.
All right, next up another crate. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this over my head. That way people can continue to see the shirt while you finish the crate there.
Well, speaking of Jay Garrick.
Oh, you have a figure?
We have a Jay Garrick pop figure.
What does it look like? I can't see.
Well, it's got Jay in his helmet. It's got Jay in his red suit and blue pants.
It's got that new shirt out of the box. Smell.
So,
I can't really take too much more.
But look at that. That's pretty good.
Wow.
I don't know what's going on here, but he's got like a white thing on his chin. Can you guys see that? He's got is that a dimple? I don't know if that's supposed to be there.
Is it a dimple or does he have some kind of a growth issue possibly? And what's with the hat? Why does he have 2 straws coming out of either side of it?
Oh, those would be flags. Those are flags. His flash flags or wings.
Well, they look like straws from the front. Is that the way that's supposed to be? I mean, you know.
Oh, okay. You're looking at the picture here, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm looking at the picture.
Okay.
I mean, it looks like straws.
It does look like he's got a straw.
Yeah.
I don't think they thought that through very well.
The Flash has got to have a beer helmet, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's for his day off. Apparently.
Very, very cool, man. I like the look of it.
Even on the side. I mean, it definitely looks on the side that he has 2 straws.
Straws.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny right there.
I didn't even really think about it until I brought it up, but yes, it does look like straws.
Yeah. And, of course, on the back, they always show you the other characters in the series you can get from the Pop television series. Okay, well, so that's that. And looking at this, I can already tell you that this is probably going to be my favorite part of this crate right here.
Oh, wow.
Would you look at that?
Unbelievable. Look at the detail on that. Wow.
Rock Candy vinyl collectible Supergirl.
Wow.
Look at that.
He's cleaned house. You've cleaned house on this.
I'm going to have to buy a new shelf.
That's impressive. Now, you and I were talking about this, not necessarily on the show, but just talking between you and I. Yeah. These particular ones are pretty high value. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, considering we did order this a month late, it was already being out there. It was already being articleized, and other people have unboxed this already and shown us. But pretty much this particular one exclusive that came in the box like this, there's not another one like this unless you got it from the box. So these are pretty rare, and I looked them up on eBay. They're actually going for about $50 a piece.
Wow.
Which is insane considering the boxes here with tax and everything are only a little over $30. But they promise you $50 worth of value in each box. Over $50 worth of value. So this itself, people who were buying these boxes, maybe bought 2 or 3 of them, are now taking these items and selling them on eBay for what the box is said to be worth in its entirety. So for sure, this piece alone makes the entire box worth it. So it's these kind of surprises that I like to see. And it's taking everything. I really want to take her out of the box.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't take her out of the box.
But she is just pretty. Let's take another look at that. Just look at that.
Very, very slick, dude. I like that. That's probably my favorite thing out of the box besides the Arrow shirt. I mean, it's all cool.
This is pretty epic right here. So
age 14 up, folks.
Rock Candy vinyl collectibles. Apparently they come. There's also others that you can get from Harley Quinn, Batgirl, Wonder Woman. So that's fantastic. But man,
all right.
These are some excellent boxes, man.
Your second crate. What is your Nerd Informant's verdict on this little guy here? How do you rate it? How many pocket protectors out of 10?
Dude, I'm gonna have to give it 10 out of 10. I really am.
Wow.
Because
perfection.
there's nothing wrong with this box whatsoever. And
there's nothing out of the crate. I mean, there's nothing that's damaged or warped or anything like that.
And something I didn't show you in the Suicide Squad box, they have art. They actually put individualized artwork on the box. So if you're a die-hard nerd such as myself, you can actually unwrap this box and frame it if you really want to, because this is one-of-a-kind artwork that's been printed on these boxes. So
wow,
that's pretty fantastic.
They really DC really goes all out for these.
Oh yeah, they really do. It's
now, do you know? Can I ask like what the subscription levels are for this? I mean, do you have an idea? Like they start out at like $29.99 and they go all the way up to what, $49.99? What's the deal?
No, here with the deal with these boxes with the Legion of Collectors as well as a Marvel's Collector Core, it's just one box.
Okay,
it's just one box. You get that box. Now you can do a monthly subscription, or you can do a year subscription.
Mm-hmm.
There are 6 boxes in total for Marvel, and then 6 boxes in total for DC a year. Okay, so and they alternate months. So the Suicide Squad box that we just got, that was the box for July. This here was the box for May, and then of course June's box for Marvel was Women of Power. However, I was not able to jump on that one.
Missed that one by that much.
I missed it. Mostly because I had no money.
Well, hey, but, sometimes nerds run a little on the dry side, folks. It happens.
But I'm glad I waited. Honestly, this was fantastic. Getting these both boxes, being able to make up for that a little bit. But yeah, and it looks like they're sticking. These boxes are sticking. There was kind of an iffy moment there for a while whether or not these were going to become a thing, but it looks like they're going to be around to stay. So get a hold of them. You can find it online, Legion of Collectors or the Collector Core, Marvel, DC, coming together for one awesome yearly subscription box thing that you definitely should get on top of. Get on top of it.
I tell you what, it's a great episode 10, and as Tim sits down and opens up his crates from Legion of Collectors in DC, and of course, a verdict is rendered for the new Ghostbusters here in 2016. You heard our scores, as a matter of fact, and you want to connect with Nerd Informants, you can do that all over the interwebs and social media. My friend, how do they do that?
It's really simple. On YouTube, just look for you Nerd Informants. Subscribe to said Nerd Informants. On Facebook and Twitter, just search for @NerdInformants. You will find us both there. Like us, follow us, tweet at us, post at us. Okay, leave your comments. We want to hear from you. If there's something that you want us to talk about,
we'll talk about it.
Because that's what we're here for. Okay, we want to bring you the latest nerd culture, but also we want to share our opinions with you, and we can.
We can do that. We're full of it on occasion.
We have so much information in our brains, and if we didn't do this show, we were having to take medication actually before we did this show because there was so much going on.
Who's on medication?
Oh, me? I was.
Oh,
yeah. But now that I'm doing the show, I don't have to worry about that anymore because I'm able to get it out. I can get it off my chest.
I feel for you. It's a big push for Nerd Informants. Folks, we're going to take it as well. We're pushing on to the month of July. It's a big month for us. Star Trek Beyond premiere is coming up. Lights Out is also in there. The new Bourne movie. And then there is this. We're going to leave you with some audio.
What?
Irritator vex me.
I'm known to be quite vexing. I'm just forewarning you.
You die.
If they get caught, we throw them under the bus.
What a ride! Come on, got some better tip? I like this guy.
Uh-oh.
Not good. Don't forget, there. You know how it feels, right? We good.
What you having?
Beer.
Whiskey.
What am I, 12?
How about you hot stuff?
Water.
That's a good idea, honey.
Wow, man. I tell you what, get more and more hype for that Suicide Squad in August. Can't get here quickly enough. Buddy, that is a wrap for Nerd Informants episode number 10. Anything special you want to say to the masses?
Hey, keep it nerdy.
And may the Force be with you always. We will see you at episode number 11.